If there was ever a reason to subscribe to this channel, this is it. This is the first video in a build series in what is probably going to be one of the best DIY truck campers in the world. Cody, who's been working with this channel for a while now, and his wife Christina have built something really special with the aim to live in it full time and really long term. Stay tuned, this is going to be great.
What is up, everybody? I'm Cody.
And I'm Christina.
And we're from the Desert Cruiser.
As you can see, this isn't a van. We actually purchased a Ford F550 truck.
And we put a big old box on the back of it. The box itself is an industrial moving box manufactured by a company called Morgan Corp. The interior dimensions are roughly 14 feet long, 7.5 feet tall, and wide with square walls. The aluminum skin is riveted to the supports inside the box, which are made of galvanized steel posts. But we really wanted this rear cargo ramp as we plan to make it into a patio out the back of our living space. Alright guys, so today is day one of doing some true physical things. We have to finish planning out the roof of the truck, so that means solar panels, figuring out where the fan's going to go, the AC. So we got some measuring to do, and I think that we're also going to get started on the fan today. We actually needed the van parked right against the truck to load the solar panels up onto the roof of the box. It also helps so that both Christina and myself could be up there on the roof of the van so that we could look at the roof of the truck at the same time. Welcome to our truck roof. We got a lot going on and a lot of space planning to do before we ever secure anything. So basically we have 163 inches of stuff, solar panels, fan, all that. And the roof itself is 169 inches, so we really don't have much wiggle room. So we got our 175 watt panel here, other ones there, and then we're gonna have our MaxxAir fan here. The big panels are where it gets kind of tricky. They need to be pretty tight because in between the two big panels up there, which are 490 watts, we're gonna have our nomadic AC. And I think we're just gonna start from this back edge over here, and we're just gonna work our way forward. Alrighty guys, we have figured out exactly where our fan is going. We are installing a MaxxFan Deluxe 7500K with the smoke lid, upgrading to the remote version with the ceilings being so tall. I don't think Chrissy could reach the manual crank, so having the remote version will be really nice. Sound like there were screws in there. Oh. Then we got the base. This is what screws through the roof of your van, your box truck, or whatever you're building in. And then this is the internal flange. We're not going to be installing this until our ceiling is in. First order of business is definitely going to be making a cardboard template so that we know exactly how big our cut size is. And that's it.
I'm Nate Murphy, and I have literally just bought this van to show you how to build a van. We have made a really detailed course which will help you go from this to this. You will learn everything you need. We help you specify your electrical system, and you'll be able to access a community all building their own vans at the same time.
Chrissy's all done with our beautiful little template. We based everything off the straight edge of the cardboard, used our right angle tool, and measured it on all sides, and it's literally dead on. So next order of business is bringing this up on the roof and taping it down, I guess. With our cardboard template cut out, we laid it onto our roof, finding the exact spot we wanted the fan to be installed. Taped the cardboard down, traced the outline with the Sharpie onto the roof, and this has now given us the shape and location needed to cut the fan hole out. We always drill out the holes in each corner of the square cut. This way you can easily slide the blade of the jigsaw into the cut with ease. You want the saw to do the work for you, and with these steel roof stud supports, I opted into using the angle grinder to cut through these, as the jigsaw blade would certainly break. I hate angle grinders, but sometimes they are a necessity. Oh! Oh! Alright guys, moment of truth. Chrissy's up there to put the base of the fan in. Is it gonna fit? Okay, it's a little tight. Oh, yeah. First try. First freaking try. Good job, Chris Pie. Alrighty, so now that we have filed all the edges out, gotten the really rough stuff because some of those steel stud cuts were pretty sharp, grabbed the base of the fan, we're gonna put the base in, drill the holes, and then we're gonna spray everything with some Rust-Oleum. It's an aluminum roof, but the studs are steel inside the box, so we don't want anything to rust. Big and important thing is make sure these clips are on the sides of the fan, because the side of the fan screws in from both ends, and if you put it like this, your fan's going to be sideways. To finish off the day, we also pre-drilled all of these screw mounting holes through the fan flange with a bit slightly smaller than the screw hole size. All right guys, well that pretty much wraps it up for today. The Rust-Oleum's been sprayed. I think we're gonna probably call it just because we have to cut out some wood and stuff. For our furring strips, we want to be able to do that with plenty of daylight, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. Day 2 of the fan install. We picked up some 1x3 boards that are not actually 1x3. Plan is to make a support bracing just around the fan. These wood planks will not only offer a bit of support below the fan and back to the roof itself, but it will give us an excellent screwing location for the fan flange versus if we just screwed the fan into the thin aluminum roof. Alright, so we have pre-drilled the planks. We're going to throw some Loctite adhesive. It's for wood, it's for aluminum. I think it's going to be really good. So we're going to put a bead of glue on, clamp them back up, and screw the flange into them and just keep working our way all the way around. Chrissy is up on the roof here guiding me as I lined up our wood planks. I'd apply the glue, clamp the plank to the ceiling, and Chrissy would screw the fan flange into the wood, creating the framed-in structure. So we just wrapped up putting up our studded frame. We have these horizontal beams, which are pressing into the vertical beams, and the vertical beams are sandwiched into the studs. So we have a super good frame all the way around, and when Christina was on the roof, she actually said that it felt stronger already, so I think we did a good job.
Now the fun part is to get messy and use the lap sealant to make sure that no water gets inside of there.
And then once we're done with that and it dries up, drop the fan in,
And then we're done.
It's super important to not only lap seal it around the edges of the fan flange, but all the way over the mounting screws as well, so no water can work its way in anywhere. Alrighty, moment of truth. Nice.
It's in.
It's in, the fan's done. You want to unwrap it?
Yeah.
I can't believe our first big project's done, dude. The fan is officially in. This is how it's going to be staying for a little bit. Gonna have the wire dangling for now. Once we get our ceiling going and stuff is probably when I'll wire it. The most important thing you need to remember is the black wire on this fan is the positive. What is up, everybody? New day here on the build. Chrissy's inside actually working right now. We had an off day yesterday, so she's got to do some real work. So I'm in here cleaning things up and decided to do a project that's pretty easy to do by myself, and that is to install some rattle trap. Thank you to Fat Matt for sending us all these rolls. We use these in the van, and on top of it helping with the echoey sound in these empty boxes, it really helps solidify the panels in the van. And since this is an aluminum box, the panels are pretty thin. They are a little wobbly at times, so I think that this is really gonna help. Only tip really is to put it out in the sun, make sure it's warm so that when you're ready to apply it, it's soft and bendy. Got my tape measure already set up. I've just been cutting rolls pretty fast, but I'm just rolling them out to my desired length, which is right about 80 inches. Handy dandy box cutter. Cutting it at the length that I need. And then I'm doing most of these at about 12 inches wide and tearing the excess off. Obviously installing these is pretty much straightforward, you know, cut to size and whatnot, clean your surface. I've just been peeling off the top edge a little bit, figuring out where I want it to go in terms of height. Hold that top edge and roll the paper down slowly as I go. Press it down, grab your roller, and I just go around all the edges. Make sure it's sticking good, because once the outside's sticking, you could work on the inside. So I'm doing near full coverage here, and listen to the difference. It does add some weight, but that's why it works so well. Alrighty everybody, well, I got all the walls done, pretty much everything we're gonna be doing. So we're leaving this area open. This is our window, our door open underneath the bed, another window, stuff like that. And I also got pretty much the entire ceiling done. So around the fan, and then I'm leaving this space open above me here because that's where our air conditioner is gonna go. So I have some strips ready for that. Tomorrow we're gonna get cracking again, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Guys, today is a super exciting day. We are gonna be putting up insulation on the walls and ceiling, and we went with Havelock Wool this time around. It's sustainable, has an excellent R value, really helps with the sound in here. With it being such a tinny metal box, I think that this will make it sound a little nicer, and it wicks moisture, which is super nice because we do go to humid climates and you do not want your insulation getting moldy behind your walls. Alrighty, so we have our first roll of insulation. Looks like they're all pretty much going to fit on top of each other. We're going to be tucking them in behind the studs here. We'll be adding our furring strips and such later, but I wanted the insulation to go all the way behind. We don't have anywhere to tie or zip tie any of the wool on, so we're going to be spraying it on with 3M90 adhesive. Alright, so here is the adhesive we're using, 3M90. Shake it up real good, spray it on pretty much everywhere, and then it kind of gets tacky. Once it's tacky, we'll throw the insulation up. We got pretty lucky with how wide the wool bats were. They nearly fit perfect in each of the cavities we wanted insulation in. The spray adhesive worked like a charm, holding the bats up with absolute ease, and the more Havelock we installed, the less echo there was while talking in the box. This video is coming out a little over a year after the insulation was installed, and we've been extremely happy with the insulating properties in the box thus far. The only thing really worth mentioning is don't wear clothes you care about. Between the spray adhesive and the fine strands of insulation floating around, that stuff was stuck to our clothes. Six hours later, we are finally done doing our insulation. I'm smoked, Chrissy smoked, she crushed it, cutting and measuring for me, and I just glued everything up. But I don't know if you guys can notice, but there's literally no more echo in here. It sounds better.
Silent in here.
It's like dead quiet, which is really nice. And even when you walk in here, it just sounds more solid. So pretty much everything is done. Right above us is where the AC is going, so we'll fill that in when we get the AC up in a day or two. But overall, it's starting to look like something. So that wraps up pretty much our first week of actually building on the truck. We got sound deadening, Havelock Wool in, and the fan in. Next up is just going to be working on the roof, so solar panels, getting our air conditioner done. So we're pretty excited about that. We have some inclement weather coming in, so we kind of have to time everything with that. But we're stoked to just keep rolling and see where we can get.
Are you thinking of building your own van, but you're worried about how complicated the process is? The bad news is, it is quite complicated. The good news is, we have made a super detailed online course to help you go from this to this. You will learn how to do insulation, carpentry, solar systems, everything you need. We help you specify your electrical system, and you'll be able to access a community all building their own vans at the same time. It's never been easier to learn how to build your own van.